What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got Saturday college basketball. One of the best, one of the biggest Saturdays I've seen in quite some time. We got the rivalry games in the mix. Duke, UNC, Arizona State, a whole bunch of others I'm not even mentioning. Of course, we're going to go over every single game in today's video. Just like in all my videos, I cover every single game in college basketball every single day. So if you're new to my channel or you just haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video, guys. Both of those things are free. They take a millisecond. Just click the buttons. I sincerely would appreciate it. I'm going to try to hook you guys up with another whiteboard winning free pick today. The last one I gave out was Nebraska getting 4.5 points. They won the game outright. So let's see if we can go on a little bit of a streak here for the whiteboard. I got a pretty good pick in today's video. Guys, keep in mind, man, the last 2 days, I've been very adamant in my videos about not forcing action, kind of just less than stellar slates of college basketball. Well, Saturday and Sunday are excellent, and I have 3 big bets, not my normal like 1.5 unit size bets. I got big ones. I got at least 3 already I've circled and are ready to send out to the client list tonight. I'm probably going to have upwards of maybe a dozen picks overall. So guys, if you're not on my premium, if you're not sure about my track record, just scroll back through my videos. You can look at my entire season of college basketball last year to give you a better example of how well I do in this sport. And if you want all my picks for this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, weekly package, monthly package, it doesn't matter. I'll get you on the text list. Everything will be sent directly to your phone. The plays, the odds of those plays, and how many units to put on each one. Just copy the text message and understand that there's going to be some losing in the mix. It's college basketball. Of course, we're going to have a couple losing days sprinkled in. We're coming off a couple of those. So looking to bounce back absolutely massive for the weekend. It's a big one. We're going to hit it hard. This is what sports betting is all about. You find your spots, the spots that are meant to be hit harder, and we're going to do exactly that. We've done it in football over the last 2 months. We're going to start doing that in college hoops. So again, can't recommend it enough, guys. Link to my website, danspicks.net. It's right in the description of this video. I think that's it, guys. The other thing, the last little update before we tear into this slate, and we got a lot of games to go over, and I'm going to go as quick as I can today to get you guys the picks, get you in, get you out, that sort of thing. Everything you're seeing here, everything you're hearing, the sound and the look of how I've been recording videos here on the channel, the exact look and sound that has grown this channel from a couple hundred subscribers to over 10,000 is almost over. I am moving on the next couple of days, guys. I'm going to be redoing everything. So kind of say goodbye to, Dan's rant as you know it. Things are going to be changing here, mainly over the course of Sunday and Monday, but we're still going to be able to get through the whole weekend, the important days, just as is. So just a little warning there. I might be on the road a little bit come Sunday. Later part of Sunday. So, yeah, just a heads up on that. Let me bring up the slate. Where's Pickett Sports? Let's go. Let me share the screen with you guys. We'll go over all these games, get you guys the whiteboard winning free pick you could consider to take. Keep in mind, whiteboard winners, man, they're kind of what's left over, right? I have my premium. I like what I like the best. And then I go through the rest of the games and try to find the next best bet for you guys. And I give that out. Is my free pick. But we've been doing very, very good with them. My football season, the entire football season to date was 72% winning percentage. So I do take pride in the whiteboard. So yeah, nothing to like brush off. I don't know. Florida Gators, Tennessee Volunteers, a huge freaking game to start off Saturday. 4.5 points, maybe 4, depending on where you look. There's a 4 on Caesars. FanDuel's giving out 4.5. Oh, this one's tough, man. This one's tough. The line being only 4.5 says the Gators are the right side. Let's look at some early money splits on this one. A lot of Tennessee money. Interesting. Guys, I'm going to go with Florida. I'm going to take points. I see this as a one-possession game. I don't know who's going to win. Maybe it's an upset. Maybe it's not. I expect Tennessee to somehow survive at home. They're better at home. This place should be rocking. But it's an early start. It's not like a late Saturday afternoon. It's a noon game. Maybe Florida comes in, just looking to wake up and handle business and get out of town. I'm going to take 4.5 points. I bet somebody wins this game by 1 or 2. So I'm going to take the Gators. I'm going to take 4.5 in this one. Providence, St. John's here. Big game for Rick Pitino. And I will, God, this one's tough. I mean, 13.5 is a ton, but the other week they were also laying a big number against a, kind of a mid-level team, and they handled it. No problem at all. It's a blowout over Georgetown, who I think is better than Providence, who's beaten Providence. So Yeah, St. John's. I'll go ahead and lay 13.5. It's the only way I could look in that one. Pitt Wake Forest toss-up game here. I got to roll with the home crowd, though. The home court advantage for Wake. We saw Wake look a little bit better at home. You know, they're very, very, very competitive. I thought they almost should have gotten upset over Duke. They took care of North Carolina. And Pitt, they're coming off of the Carolina win, but that was in Pittsburgh. Now you're on the road versus Wake. I think Wake gets him here. I'll go money line Wake Forest. Washington, Minnesota, a garbage game, but I'm going to go with the Golden Gophers. They've been playing a lot better. They finally did drop a game recently, right? But they went on a nice run prior to that. They're just playing better overall. The Barn's a pretty good environment overall. I'm going to go with the Golden Gophers. 4.5 is a reasonable number. I don't like Washington on the road trip here, especially on the first leg of the road trip. So Minnesota, Golden Gophers, -4.5. Not a bad wager. Fordham and the Bonnies. Can Fordham keep it within single digits? I love the Bonnies here. Love them to get the W. Maybe put this -590 in your parlays if you're one of those junkies who think parlays are a good idea. I'm going to take 10.5. Give me the Rams. Give me the 10.5. Bonnies win by 8. Creighton Villanova, I don't see a line available right now. I think, so I'll go really quick here. I think earlier I saw it as a 2. So if it is 2, if it's Villanova by 2, I'm going to go with Villanova. I'm going to go Villanova, though, on the money line. I don't want to lay points. Again, maybe I'm wrong on this. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. But I think earlier today I saw Villanova open up as a very, very, very small underdog. So I would look to Villanova on the money line. I think they're going to get Creighton. Missouri, Miss State, I can't lay 6.5. Give me the points with Mizzou. Miss State put up a good fight, but I just don't like the fundamentals. I bet on them to beat Alabama outright. They had it, but they blew a layup at the end. I'm not going against them here on my pick just because I have bad blood or whatever. I lose picks all the time. I've been sports betting for over a decade. I just don't like the fundamentals. I just don't like them under pressure. I don't think they're very clutch. I don't expect them to win by margin. I want Mississippi State against the better teams as an underdog getting points. I don't want to lay 6.5 with them. Give me Missouri plus 6.5. I think this is a close competitive game. Arizona State. Here we go. Whiteboard winner. Give me the points. Give me the points. We got Arizona off a massive, massive overtime win against a big-time opponent, hitting a 60, 70-foot shot. Caleb Love to get the game to overtime. They took care of business in overtime. Now you got to go on the road. Arizona State, kind of a scrappy team. I like the way they looked in Morgantown the other week, getting a win over West Virginia. Look, I'm not saying Arizona State's going to win outright. It wouldn't shock me one bit. But this is a rivalry game on a Saturday afternoon, and I'm absolutely going to take 7.5 here. I don't love Arizona down the stretch. I just don't love them down the stretch. I like them. They might even have a pretty impressive first half. Maybe they're up by 7 or 8 in the first half alone, but I expect Arizona State to put up a fight here. Rivalry game. Should be a one-possession, good, competitive, entertaining ball game here. I am going to take 7.5 points with Arizona State in that one. So there's your Whiteboard winning free pick of the day. Hofstra and Campbell, no opinion on that. Georgia State and App State, good game, but it's a lot of points. I don't want to take any type of action with Georgia State here, but laying 11.5 with App State, probably got to pass on that one. Green Bay and Detroit Mercy, not often do you see Detroit Mercy laying 3.5. I'll take the 3.5 with Green Bay. Clemson and NC State, no line available. If I had a guess, I'm going to say Clemson is 6-point, 7-point road favorite. I mean, NC State's bad. We even saw SMU take care of them. I think if it was 5 or 6 points, I'd look to lay it with Tigers. I think that's the only way you could do it. NC State's bad. Bad. But they are kind of due for a win. Keep that in mind. And the ACC overall, kind of mid. Auburn Tigers, Ole Miss, good game here. The line looks short to me. I'm going to take 6.5 with Ole Miss. Hopefully they're competitive. Chris Beard's overrated. I don't like this team, man. This team looks like they're fundamentally just not sound. I don't know how to word that right. I just don't like them. The team chemistry, it just doesn't look like a well-oiled machine. But 6.5 is a ton. I think Auburn, man, they were very fortunate to get a cover against LSU by 0.5 point. Maybe they survive again. You know, maybe they survive again. I just don't know if it's going to be by 7 or more. So I'll take 6.5 with Ole Miss at home. Wisconsin Northwestern. Look, I get it. Wisconsin dropped a game. They were due for that. I bet on Maryland in premium. We cashed a ticket with Maryland. Just because it's a bounce back spot from Wisconsin doesn't mean you automatically go to the well. I think the wrong team's favored. I'm going to take my bucket. I'm going to take the 2 points with Northwestern. Kansas State, Iowa State, huge number. I think Kansas State's playing better ball. Iowa State's winning this one. I just don't know if it's going to be by 17 points. 17? Give me Kansas State. Close your eyes. Hopefully you just check the score and they're, losing by 12. I don't know. Florida State, Boston College, pass, garbage game. Drake, Southern Illinois. That line looks short too. I'd actually look taking the 6.5 in that one. St. Joe's, Loyola, Chicago. Probably go Loyola, Chicago, man. I'll probably take the 1.5 with them. UMass, Duquesne, no line. Boston, U, and Loyola, Maryland. Pass on that one. Northern Illinois and Toledo. That should be a blowout. Central Connecticut. Team I kind of like, a team I recommended to you guys the other day over Long Island. I don't know. Give me the 7 points with Stonehill. Eastern Carolina and Temple. Give me Temple on the money line. IUPUI, Youngstown State. Pass. That's a huge number, but Youngstown State's going to win it. GW and LaSalle. I'll go GW. I'm not going to lay the point. I'll just go money line. GW gets it outright. Utah, Oklahoma State. Look, Oklahoma State, the bad teams in all conferences, they got to at least get something, man. They at least got to get a win. This should be an all-out effort from the Cowboys here to get one in the win column. I'll go Oklahoma State on the money line. Murray State, Missouri State, pass. UTEP, Middle Tennessee, pass. Pass. Michigan and Rutgers. Interesting game. I'm going to take 6 with Rutgers. This might be an upset. I think Michigan's kind of fraudulent. I don't really like Wolf. I don't really like Michigan at the end of games. I kind of like how they play in first halves. I'm not going to have them to win by 6 or more on the road, especially at the rack. Give me Rutgers, Scarlet Knights, +6. Vandy, Sooners. Look, Vanderbilt just continues to take down big teams, but they've been doing it at home. Tennessee, and then who is it? Kentucky after that? I can't remember. Maybe it was Florida. Yeah, I think it's telling that Oklahoma's a favorite here. I think everybody's going to be on Vandy. Everybody knows Vandy is the giant killer, competitive team, good team. I like Vandy. They look good. I just think the line is telling us here, Oklahoma, the Sooners are the right side. Don't lay any points, though. Don't be laying any points in a situation like this. Money line at -145. Ohio, Miami, Ohio, rivalry game here. And I'm going to take the 3.5. VMI, Western Carolina, pass. That is trash. Holy cow, that's a bad game. Louisville, Georgia Tech. Louisville's hot, man. And as hot as they are, they're somehow still under the radar. I truly feel that way. Not a lot of people are talking about Louisville. I think we just lay it. It's single digits. Georgia Tech's bad. Maybe this is the one spot that Louisville finally slips up and actually loses outright. I'm still going to lay 8.5. Jayhawks and Baylor, man. Holy cow. Kansas, Baylor. Good one here. I think the line tells us all we need to know. I think Baylor's the right side. I haven't been impressed with Baylor this year. I thought they've looked really, really bad from a shooting perspective. I like the hustle. I like the rebounding. Love the coach. Love Scott Drew. I like the fundamentals. I like the scheme. They just have missed a lot of shots. Luckily, Kansas does too. I don't believe in Kansas a lot. I think Dickinson is soft. And this game is not at the Fog. Give me Baylor. Money line. They're going to win the game. Georgia, Alabama. I'm going to lay the points with Bama. I got to have a real concrete reason to go against the Tide. And this is a huge line. That's a pretty good reason. 12.5. Holy cow. That is a lot with Georgia, but I just don't like the Georgia offense. I can't see them keeping pace. I can't see it. Alabama at home. I just don't know how Georgia is simply going to score enough to keep it within that. I just don't see it. BYU, UCF. I will go ahead with UCF at home. That's a long trip, man. And BYU's been better at the Super Soaker, but UCF's been good at home too. And they're a scrappy team. They've been competitive and fighting in the games that they're even losing. Moneyline, UCF. Fresno, Boise, lay it. I mean, how can you bet a game like that? 20? You want to lay almost 20 with Boise? Fresno is pretty bad. VTech and Virginia, nice little rivalry. Give me the Hokies. I'll take 4.5. Coastal, Marshall, pass. Sam Houston, La Tech. Richmond and VCU, that line's crazy. Be tempted to take the points there, but that looks like bait. UC Davis, UC Irvine, no real opinion there. George Mason and Davidson, probably look to Davidson in that one, getting the 2 points. Michigan State, USC, 5.5. This line looks short. It looks like a USC line. I mean, how many has Michigan State won, man? Give me USC. I'm going to take 5.5 points. Maybe they win the game outright. No real opinion on these games. I mean, I don't know. Kind of saw 7.5. A lot of those are just kind of, they're just kind of in-betweeners. I could see it really for these 3 games right here. I could see it being either way. Texas Tech getting 9.5 against Houston. If this was in Lubbock, I'd be all over the Red Raiders. Houston's a machine, man. I feel like they're getting better. But they're just not an offensive strong suit. I'm going to take 9.5 points with the Red Raiders. Houston wins by 5. Texas LSU, interesting spot. I'm going to go with Texas. I like the fight they've shown. I don't like Rodney Terry, but LSU, man, holy cow. In that Auburn game, the amount of turnovers was really, really scary. It was just about every single possession. Dribble it off their feet, just throw it out of bounds. LSU, one of the worst fundamentally sound basketball teams I've seen in probably 10 or 15 years. LSU is god-awful. Horrible. I'm going to need like 20 points to ever consider betting on LSU. Give me Texas on the money line. Drexel and Towson, I'll lay it. Stanford, SMU, I will lay it. Duke and UNC, give me the 14. Give me the 14. As bad as this UNC team is, well, guess what? Their year has been so bad that they can come into a game like this with no pressure, with nothing to lose. The only thing they could do is spoil Duke's, big day at home. Rivalry game. There's still some level of experience on this Tar Heels team. Duke wins by 7. I'm going to take Tar Heels plus 14. Pacific and Santa Clara, that should be a complete blowout, especially after that Pacific sweep over Wazoo. So I'll look to Santa Clara there, laying the big number. No opinion on that other one. We'll keep going. No lines available there. UConn Marquette, another fantastic game. I'll lay 6.5. UConn's just not that good, man. They're just not that good. Now, I don't love Marquette in spots where you need them to win by any sort of margin, really past like 2 or 3. So this is kind of in the danger zone. 6.5, 7.5 is, right around the cutoff for Marquette. I'm going to do it. I'm going to lay it just because it's UConn. I think Marquette wants something to prove here. Kind of show them, like, move over UConn, like, we're better than you in the Big East type of a thing. Notre Dame, Miami. You got to lay it. You got to lay it there. You cannot be taking Miami. You just can't. Wyoming, San Diego State. I'll lay it there. Pass. Texas A&M and South Carolina. The line actually looks like South Carolina spot. I can't do that. I'll lay 5.5 with the Aggies. That looks like that looks like bait though. That's I think that might be one of the bigger traps I've seen on the board. Maybe South Carolina pulls the upset. Arkansas and Kentucky. This is a big one. Coach Calipari going to Kentucky. They just stink though. I mean, I'm going to go Kentucky. Arkansas stinks. Do I want to lay 10.5 versus Coach Cal coming back home? No. Is Arkansas going to fight? Yes. But the team's not good. I'm going to go Kentucky. I'm going to lay a huge number. New Mexico, the Lobos, getting 4.5 against Utah State. I'm going to go Utah State. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with them. If this game was switched in terms of where it was played, I'd be all over New Mexico as a dog here. But it's just not the case. So give me Utah State. Cuse and Cal, I think this line screams Syracuse. I agree with it. Give me 5.5. Someone's winning by 1 possession in that game. UNLV, Nevada Wolfpack, 4.5. I'll take UNLV. I'll take 4.5. No, I won't. I'll go Nevada. This is a Nevada spot. Washington State and San Fran. I mean, they just got swept by Pacific. Are they really going to cover 4.5, 5.5 to San Fran? I mean, San Fran's pretty solid. I'll take the Dons. I'll lay the 4.5. And then to round out the night here, guys, Saturday night, Gonzaga, St. Mary's, massive one. Absolutely massive game. No line available on my screen, but I looked earlier briefly today, and I saw 1. I can't remember which team I saw was favored. I believe it was St. Mary's. I think they were favored by 1 or 1.5. And I will take the 1.5 with Gonzaga. I do think Gonzaga is going to win this game. I think they're starting to kind of come on strong. I still like this team. I like this team enough here. St. Mary's, they've had a great year. They've looked like the better team, but the line just looks a little short to me. Like I said, I can't remember for sure what it was, but I'm going to look to take a 1.5 with Gonzaga. I think they got a great chance to win that game outright. So there you go, guys. There is Saturday. It's a huge Saturday. There's huge games all across the board, the whole slate. You know what? There might even be some lines on there that I didn't even see that might pop up super, super late tonight or even in the morning hours tomorrow. Like I said, guys, I got some big bets circled. I got a whole bunch of more bets that are going to be in the mix. You guys know traditionally how I do on weekends. I believe 4 out of my last 5 Saturdays deep in profit. Last Saturday, 5-2, up a pretty good chunk. Hitting our max play as well. Last Saturday, we had a max play on Houston, and we cashed that over the Jayhawks in double overtime. So looking for another big Saturday, big Sunday as well. There's actually, believe it or not, Sundays usually aren't that important to me, but this Sunday is actually a banger as well. I got 2 big bets on Sunday that are already circled. So as long as those games are in a certain range as far as the spread goes, those will also be max bets. So huge weekend overall. We're going to hit it hard. No better time to sign up than right now. And of course, the Super Bowl right around the corner as well. You guys can see on the screen my numbers in the NFL. We're going to have a whole bunch of bets on the Super Bowl. See you in the next video.